Hey there, Joel here, and welcome to this online class. Today we are going to learn a little bit more about hydrosphere, what is the meaning of it, and how we pollute, and all whatever it is we are going to study in today's class. So, without wasting much time, let's roll the intro. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, then I'll link them over here so that you can watch them. And we have already studied about the atmosphere, how we pollute it, which are the number of gases that are there. Now let us concentrate on hydrosphere. Why you have to study so much about hydrosphere? The entire earth, around 70% of it is just water. So much of it is there in abundance. Then why bother so much about hydrosphere? Okay, initially in the first video I had already told you that hydro means water and sphere means a ball, so hydrosphere. Okay, it is important because we'll study that in today's class. Okay, so this entire water that we are talking about, 70%, is because of all this. So seas and oceans comprise water. The poles, which are in the North Pole and the South Pole, also has water. The ice caps, every mountain has a ice cap, right, which is completely made up of ice, which is covering the topmost part. That rivers and lakes, you know what is a river, you know what is a lake. Groundwater, when you dig a well, you can get water, right, in certain parts. So in spite of all these sources of water, what makes it so important that you need to study it? That is what we are going to learn in today's class. Even so much so that a human body, even that is comprising of water. So, homework for you. How much is that percentage is what you need to find out. Your human body comprises of water. How much percent is what you need to find out. Okay, knowing so much about that these are the sources and that our body also has water, we need to realize that Earth is the only planet in the solar system where water is found in its liquid form. Okay, rest other planets you find water, but you usually find it in the most coldest icy form, so it cannot be directly used, and that which makes life impossible. Okay, one of the factor, not all. Secondly, all these sources, whatever are listed above, are nothing but, most of it is water which is not fresh. That means you can't directly use it. Can you take a glass and collect the seawater and drink it? Though it is there in abundance, we can't, because it is salty, right? You can't drink salt water. Poles, which is completely, towards north and south, again is in the ice form. Ice caps which melt, or rather we do activities that melt them, we understand, again far off region, right, which is not possible. Rivers and lakes is the water that probably, and groundwater is something that we can use, but rivers we are polluting, lakes we are polluting, and too much of using of fertilizers, those chemicals sip into the ground, spoiling the groundwater also. So even though we have so many sources of water, there are a number of things wrong that we do which hampers this amount of water and it spoils. Okay, and that is the reason it is very important to study about hydrosphere. So Will the amount of water decide on the species in an area? Technically, yes, right? Can you think of having penguins in a desert? Not possible, right? It'll be like, "Ah, എനിക്കിതില്ല ഇതാ sir, പിസ്സal musta." It's not possible because penguins are found in a colder region where there is water and there is ice as well. So the type of or the kind of water, the amount of water that is found in a place also decides which species will be found. In places where there is very scanty of water, it becomes difficult for life to exist. So you know, the amount of water decides the species, so remember that. Next, causes and effect of water pollution. Do we pollute water? I just told you, right? We pollute it in so many ways. So fertilizers and pesticides get washed into the water bodies. Let me put it like this. There's a farmer who's doing cultivation, okay, and then he realized he used to always use manure, and then suddenly someone suggests to him, use fertilizers, you will get good returns, you will get good amount of produce, and then starts adding fertilizers. He realizes that if I add fertilizers, I get good amount of produce. So what he does, he starts putting the fertilizers in excess, thinking that the more I put, the more returns that I will get. Only to realize that the plant takes only how much it requires. It is not a human being. We can take as much as di maka di magzain, like that. But plants don't do that. They will take only how much whatever is what they require. So the excess quantity of fertilizers and pesticides that are added, because of the rain, they get washed into the sea and water bodies, spoiling that water. Then mercury salts released by paper industries. So many industries are there. After they have done the paper, the mercury salts, which is a waste, and they know what to do with it. So they release it into the water bodies. Again, spoiling that water. Then lack of dissolved oxygen released by paper industries. No. Okay, this is slight error over there. Okay, so what happened? Lack of dissolved oxygen. Let us understand this. You added a lot of fertilizers, right? Okay, those fertilizers are washed into the water bodies. Now once they are in the water body, there is algae which is there. They get those nutrients and they'll start growing. So what will happen? The entire layer of water which is there will be covered with algae. Now because it is covered with algae, there is no interaction of the atmospheric oxygen and the oxygen that could get dissolved, because there's a layer on top, right? So if I have a layer, I can't pass through, right? Because it's a block. So same way, this algae creates a block into the on the layer of the water, and that is why the lack of dissolved oxygen is reduced. Now if the oxygen is reduced in the water, what would the fishes breathe? They don't have oxygen to breathe, right? In return, the marine life will start becoming less and they'll start dying because of one activity that was done of adding excessive fertilizers. The result is somewhere else that is observed. So we need to understand what we are doing, and that is why it is very important to understand how we cause water pollution. What are the effects that come? These are the effects. Next, change in temperature. Now because of the pollution that we are doing, the gases that are released, the temperature of the earth rises. So that means there is increase in temperature. Because there is increase in temperature, the water would be heated at a much different level. Now a certain optimum temperature is required for eggs of the frogs that are released, and so that they grow well. The moment you overheat or the water is heated up more, these eggs and larvae will die, because that is not the temperature for them to grow. Imagine this, you find maybe this environmental temperature very good, but if I take you and get a big freezer and put you in the freezer, is that a comfortable environment for you? It's not, right? Same way, this change in temperature is not the comfortable environment for the eggs and larvae of different organisms. So we are, a certain activity of ours is destroying the entire environment in a different way. So that's the reason we need to study. And with an exam point of view, you need to know what are the causes of water pollution. You can be asked, give reasons how lack of dissolved oxygen results in marine life to deteriorate and stuff. You need to understand this, apply it, and then you'll be able to answer any question. I hope you have understood the entire meaning of hydrosphere, the ways we pollute it, and if you did, then thumbs up, thumbs down according to your understanding. And if you haven't subscribed, then please go ahead and do that. Till then, take care and bye bye.